Hello, it's good to have you join us again for one of your favorite programs here on NTA2 Lagos Network Center. It's always our delight to know that you are there, waiting patiently for us to again bring into your homes, to your offices, even to your shops, or to the marketplaces where you are already waiting to see yet another distinguished Nigerian who is going to be sharing with us very key and strategic perceptions about how our country can become one of the greatest nations on the face of the earth. Now, is that really possible, or is it just like a dream? Is just that some kind of imagination, or some kind of speculation, or some kind of trick to say that Nigeria can become one of the greatest nations on the face of the earth? Well, we're going to be asking our guest today, who incidentally seem to personify what that future holds out in every way. Those days, I know that they say to us that the place of the woman is in the kitchen, but I'm sure that today we are seeing women not only in the kitchen, but also in the boardroom. So we are now looking at how, we know that brands, that is corporate brands, they say to themselves, we need to call action to some strategic goals. So now our guest for today says, even in public space, you need to call action to some strategic functions. Now, how are we going to do that? I really don't know, but I think our guest is already primed to be able to answer your queries and your questions when the time comes for that. So we are looking at visionary leadership for Nigeria, a national call to action, visionary leadership. People are already saying that politics in Nigeria is just about, buy and sell. And more or less about the influencers and not the followers. The politics in Nigeria is all about, recycling the older generations. So that is not my position. Those are opinions being expressed. But our guest today will now look at all these opinions and then plow how we can get out of this narrative and how our country, therefore, can sit on top of the world. Stay with us. We'll take a break. And then when we come back, you get to meet who this distinguished Nigerian is. She is, in a way, nationalistic in her thinking, even nationalistic in the way she's been able to serve the country in that little space she occupies. Just stay with us, then you get to meet our guest.
Hey, beautiful, your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight.
Now reading page 3.
Experience unlimited superfast internet access from Entel 4G.
Entel. Live more.
Yes, so you saw the tip of the iceberg. We have the royalty with us, regal Well, you get to see her, actually, you get to know that she's actually very regal in every way, in every sense of that word. Well, the good thing is that I think I had a good sense and a dreamlike information before leaving home today because I decided to pair up with her because she's looking very green, very Nigerian, and I think I'm looking green as Nigeria too. Well, okay, you're welcome to the show.
Good morning, sir.
Princess Aarebirin,
Folashade.
I wanted to, no, I call her Folashade, not Folashade. Now, okay, again, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Let's start from the difficult parts.
Okay.
How challenging is it for you to be in a political office? I mean, you're a lady. You're supposed to be in the kitchen, not to be in that
Hello. I'm supposed to be in all the rooms. Okay, so this is 2022.
Yes.
And one thing we're saying now is one voice, no limitations, equal opportunities, being the best at cities in Nigeria.
Wow.
That is what the new female, we say the future is female,
Yes.
but that is what we offer. Being an asset, being the greatest asset you can be to Nigeria, meaning that at the end of the day, you may still get all the credit. We don't mind, but just,
Just let's get it done.
Yes.
Now, I like that, Folashade, because incidentally, our mothers used to be just that.
Yes.
So so do you think it's our culture, is it our tradition that has made women to lose so much space
Yes,
in that?
yes, so much. And so now we need to bridge the gap. The numbers now are not encouraging, and so we need to encourage more of us in the space to occupy, participate, and engage. You can't give what you don't have. So you stop the blame game.
The figure pointing.
Yes. Accept. Whatever it is, let's take charge. Be responsible. Not just being a sayer, but be a doer. Be a talk and do.
Okay, talk and doer. I'm going to now sit her on top of a hill. Let's see how she's going to be talking and doing. 30 years, Ikorodu. 30 years down the line, and we know that tourism, cultural promotion, and healthy communal living are actually the triggers of ecotourism. So why can't we use Ikorodu to change the narrative about destinations in Lagos State?
We already are. You just hit home run with me with Ikorodu that you mentioned there. One very good reason why, if you look at Lagos State as of today, Ikorodu has one of the fastest growing community, okay? I mean, when you talk about Lagos being the heartbeat
Yes.
of Nigeria, I want to say today,
Ikorodu is the heartbeat of
Lagos.
Lagos. Beautiful.
Okay, so we've got almost everything in there, and the people accommodating, all that. So we tell everybody, we know you have a choice. We hope that choice is us. It's a choice we never regret, because in choices there are consequences. It's a trust thing. But, come together, let's build, let's make the Nigeria of our dreams. But starting with one community at a time. Every politics is local.
Great. I hope my viewers begin to note some of the takeaways you're giving us. Every politics is local.
Yes.
It starts from the grassroots.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
please, educate us.
And, it is customized. Our needs in Ikorodu is different from the needs in Alimosha, different from the needs in Taraba, Plateau. So some things, when you're talking agenda, Lagos has themes agenda.
Yes.
Obviously, that's not what Ogun State has. A lot of things we do in Lagos State, Ogun State copies, though. I say Lagos leads, other states follow. And so you're going to see that those needs are prioritized accordingly to the kind of community that you have.
Dealing with.
Yes, human capacity development is a must-do for us in Ikorodu because we've got this large number for our youths. So we're not just saying just youths, useful youths. You must engage them. You must direct their energy to where they truly are your greatest asset. Okay? So the narratives now are changing. You must let them know that it is on them. Before we used to say, youths are leaders of tomorrow. No. I said, by today, you know how tomorrow is going to be. You take care of today, tomorrow takes care of itself. So don't postpone. Plan. In life, people fail because they fail to plan. Yes. So if you know that tomorrow you want to be Mr. Governor, you don't cross your legs, okay, and make a wish. It don't work that way. So you got to plan. Yes, the paperwork is there, qualifications, whatever. Your attitude, a must have. Your people personality, a must have. Okay? Your heart, number one. You must have a heart for the people. You must feel, their pains. And you must be ready, like, what? I want to be sure I want to be a solution provider for my community. There must be a purpose. Once you have a purpose, you have a goal. You set your goal and you work towards it one day at a time. You of today, better than you of yesterday. You of tomorrow, better, greater
you of today.
than you of today. It's a plan.
No, but wait, Folashade, let me borrow your brain. Now, this profile you are giving us right now about how to actually grow and impact, does that apply only to politics, or does it apply to every?
In almost every aspect of life, it's a process. Life.
So wherever a young person is doing, who is
Yes.
watching us right now, you are saying to that person, you must do all this.
Yes, you must. Most of our youth these days, they want instant gratification. Everybody wants to blow immediately. And in all that, you miss out on things to where even when you're holding it, if you miss the process, you don't know how to handle it. You don't have the capacity to be able to take charge when you really need to. Yes, you got a title, but having the capacity, being an effective leader, starts with the process. You must, at some point, have been a good follower. You can't be a good leader without having been a good follower. You must have, ideology rules the world.
Yes.
Okay? So you must have some set principles to where you say, I need to do this, and so you don't just jump from A to Z and miss out on,
B and D and even W.
Okay.
Some people are quarreling with that pronunciation. Why W when it looks like double V?
Well, you know what? It depends on the part of the world
That
you're from. And also because I think I tend to be mixed between the British, the American,
and the Nigerian.
And the Nigerian. So either way, everything else.
Okay. Now, why I did that is because, again, just to stimulate, because she's a media personality, and so we're trying to see how we can actually get the best out of her. Now, wait. In your role as the National Deputy Chairman, it's an association of
the 774 local governments. Yes. For all the vice.
That is huge. You're not frightened?
No. We're people. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. We're people. And really, what we were saying is, in order to be the best, you must also invest in yourself to be able to give
give your best to the people. Yes.
So a lot of times, back in the days, the vice were just meant to just be a figure.
Occupying officer.
Yes, and not be able to. No, the narratives we are the pillars now. Yes, we've got our principal, the chairman, but we add so much value now. And we train ourselves to where the bigger picture is the people. It is the people's project. It's not about you. So by the time we start to really know that, a lot of the tantrums and all those things, that used to happen and all that, it's on delete button. It's not needed. You keep it. So you grow to that level to where whether your chairman is there or is not there, you're holding up and holding forth. And at the end of the day, the society, the communities are better for it. Yes. Okay? So then you have a more confident, reassured, purposeful vice.
Okay, well, I think we should doff the hat for but I cannot take that off. So we'll do it maybe after the show. So we can just say thank you for that very optimistic look at where the future is. Now, but we have been fighting for the autonomy of local government in Nigeria. And now that we seem to have gotten that, are we sure that that autonomy can therefore be used to trigger, just like you said, the real developmental goals which this country needs?
I want to say a big thank you to Mr. President. Okay, that definitely was a bold step, and is a step in the right direction. So, but we're not where we need to be, but we're not where we used to be either. So, very much a work in progress, and a plus for Nigeria.
Okay, so she's saying to us that call to action, yes, we are not yet there, but we are also not where we were before. So that is some kind of, we are counting our steps forward as we work in progress. Now, what is your reaction to the opinion that mass awareness of the rights of citizens, starting from the grassroots, is the critical change Nigerian democracy actually needs?
It's education.
Accept,
yes. Okay, and most times when you don't know, you don't know. And the more you know, the better you are at it. And so a lot more needs to go into education. I happen to have been raised by a mother that didn't go to school, but she prioritized.
Not true.
Yeah, I'm a testimony. And she prioritized education for me, making sure that I have a voice. She did all that she could. She labored to say, you know what, not having an education limited her. But she believed that this is her child that can be the best gift she can give to her community. Wow. So you know what, I want to make sure. And even before she went to be with the Lord, she would travel to some places and she will, I'm speaking and I'm her translator, and she'll be doing her head like that, and also excited and proud. That is what we need to imbibe. It is not about the humble beginnings. It is about the set goals that you want to be sure from the home cells, what you're also giving to the country. A lot of our youths now, there's a lot of missing in action. Parenting. Parenting is very important. A mother, a father. But also then it was beautiful because we had the community raising and all that. We've dropped a lot of values along the line. And we need to go back. Because then even if your mother was not there, if somebody your neighbor was there and you did something wrong, they were quick to be like, I won't wait for your mom. I'll take care of this. I won't wait for your dad. And everybody was holding up. So some things let us do together. Look out for one another in love. That, we're first families. That what Nigeria binds us together. And trust one another. If we had that, there would be less issues to worry about as to state of the nation, insecurity, all those things, because you really believe that whoever it is that's around you got your back. More colored, beautiful world.
Now, maybe you're going to be the next spokesperson for the next president, maybe, because you seem to have captured all the elements beautifully, or maybe because you're a lady, so you have everything in colors in your brain anyway. But now, the issues that you have raised right now,
Yes.
these are case sensitive. So some people, they look at them upper cases and look, this insecurity is crazy. We just can't continue to stay together because. And some, they look at it lower cases that no, that side of the country is just not part of us. So but you're saying we shouldn't take that kind of stance. That's what you're saying.
I am sold out on Nigeria.
As a nation.
As a nation. There's power in numbers. Our diversity, our greatest asset. I happen to have been raised just after the Civil War that we went through.
Yes.
So we were raised to heal, to mend, to love. I couldn't see Nigeria any other way. I went to Federal Government Girls College away in Imo State. And you can imagine us at that time. My best friend of over 40 years is Igbo. Other one, Elsa. So for you to now tell me otherwise, he said, no. So all the things that divides us, ethnic lines, religious lines, all those things, they are things we need to seriously think about and delete them. Those things set us back. The people that are bent on dividing us, for me, don't mean well for us. Yeah. What makes us a great nation, being respected all over the world, is our numbers, our assets, what we bring to table. Check out Nigerians all over the world. We ruling, we're top of the line, everything, okay? So if that power is all put together, it's a big power block. That, when they call the great nations of the world, it would not be complete without Nigeria.
I like that. And
Yes.
I think we must clap for you for that because that
Thank
really
you.
is very aspirational. Now, we seem to have about 120 million youths in this country. And just because you mentioned numbers now, some people look at that as a huge asset.
One of the greatest assets that we have.
Sadly, if you're going to look at the fallout from NSAS, do you think we are engaging that or that we are exploiting their assets strategically?
I want to say we need to speak their language more. It's communication. It's trust. When I was little, my mother didn't need to talk much. Just look at me, and I know what she's trying to say.
The eye.
Yes. Okay, so anywhere that you are, don't lord over them. Whatever it is that you're doing, carry them along with you. Show them the way. Trust them. They will trust you back. Okay? And at some point, it's a win-win scenario, really, if we really adopt that style. Because nobody has total knowledge and wisdom. But you say yours, I say mine. If I feel yours is super, why not? As long as we're working towards a greater cause. So I think that happened for some serious communication breakdown. And, also so many things happened to us in the past 1-2 years that really took the world by surprise. It wasn't only Nigeria, like COVID-19.
Yes.
Nobody ever could have imagined. And so the lockdown, a lot of people couldn't function, depression, hopelessness, and so much anxiety, so much questions, none being answered fast enough. So
That spiraled into.
Yes, into what happened. But right now, it's time to let them know that nothing is better than a roundtable dialogue. We'll talk, negotiate. What is in it? How can we help you? Honestly, if we do that, it's even easier for me. Like now, I go around, they call me Mama Sorosoke, which is like my project, the youths, I prioritize them. I happen to have been blessed. I've got 6 boys, 1 girl. So my world is like, you know what? Let's go. I'm one of you. Just help me to help you. I'm there for you. Also trust me. Whatever it is that you want, take the mistakes, whatever we've made in the past, so that you don't go through the same. But you know what? That Nigeria must be the best country in the world. It's not, like, you have to be, if you want me to love you, you tell me to jump and say hi, just let me know you want to be the best as it is in Nigeria.
Okay, again, you keep saying to us that we must be optimistic. We should not let what has happened in the past be the burden to what the future holds for us. Now, patronage in political leadership in Nigeria or maybe in Africa seems to be just servitude. You're just servile. You're just serving. Okay, so you're the leaders of tomorrow. That was 10 years ago, and you're still being here. You're still hearing leaders of tomorrow 20 years down the line. Where you're about 60 years old, you're saying leaders of tomorrow. So it's like something is not right. So how do we respond to that kind of disappointment, disenchantment, and a little bit of like you just said, dissolution? People are like,
you know what? A lot of things that we get excited about is perception. It's the way you look at it. Most times there's a lot of stereotyping around the way the perceptions are thrown at us. But if you're really going to be truthful to yourself, when you've got that power, what do you want to do with it? You don't wait. You already take charge now. I mean, I can use myself as an example.
Yes.
When I first got back to the country, after living abroad for almost 3 decades, for me, I looked around my community. I'm like, wow. From where I was coming from, it's a culture shock. But I knew that I loved my people. My mother told me after God was the best thing that could happen. And so I knew I wanted to be there. I saw the youths, good looking, agile, and everything. And I'm like, so much
adventurous,
energy. Yes. And I'm like, whoa, my brother, And it went in my head like, hey,
yes, an opportunity.
They're not going to be youths forever. Change is inevitable in everything that we do. Now, 10 years, do they even think, because that's one thing in America, when you are working in any institution, whatever, they will tell you your 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 15-year plan, 20-year. Where do you see yourself? So, how are we working towards it? No counseling, no information. Everybody, it's all trial by error. And I knew that was wrong. You've got to have a robust support system to where people don't feel they are wasting their life. I give you an example. I had a nephew that went to college to study architecture for 7 years, and he's just doing beautician. Yeah, he does weddings and all that, makeup and all that, And I said
qualified architects.
Yes. And one day I sat him down and I'm like, sweetheart, so why did you make us go through all that? He said it's part of the same thing. That one is building. This one is human beings. All he wants to do is bring out the best in all that. That actually prepared him for what he's doing. And I did. Fantastic. So yes, as a plan B, just in case that don't work. He has his architecture. Yes. And so everybody's got a skill. Everybody's got a potential. Work it as your second address. The formal education you must have.
Then?
Yes, you must have. But the informal, or skill or whatever, is also important so that you don't carry certificates every day. looking for a job that you're going to keep complaining, that you're not satisfied with. You can be creative with whatever gift that you have. And before you know it, you will also be an employer of labor. And it's a domino effect.
I like that.
Yeah.
So when it starts with you, before you know it, it's going to now.
Yes.
All right. Okay. My producer says if I let Princess continue, we are probably going to get so many converts coming across into the studio to come and see how they can get into that domino effect. Well, we'll take a break now, and then we'll continue the conversation with that.
Experience unlimited superfast internet access from Entel 4G.
Entel. Live more.
We must dilate the eyes. We look for if they have cataract, to look at the back of their eyes. They have glaucoma. We do a full workup for them.
You will remember
our government should actually open their eyes, especially southwest of the state.
Going to be looking deeper than we ever looked in before to ensure that we close all the loopholes.
It manifests as physical somewhere.
Every edition is an arresting conversation with distinguished Nigerians from various strata of the society, bearing their minds on how we can realize the Nigeria of our dreams. Join us live on Close Flow, Monday, every week here on NTA2 Lagos Network Center. Close Flow. The conversation is about you.
Thank you for staying with us. We still have Princess Folashade, I didn't want to say Folashade. I wanted to use my own coinage, but for the sake of maintaining our identity before somebody will come out from there and say, my friend, that's my mother's name. It cannot be Folashade. It's got to be Folashade. Yes, she's still here with us, and we're going to take it from where she stopped so that all of us... But let me quickly say this. This conversation, we always say to you, is about you. And already she has placed it right on your table again, that you also, even if you have a passion and you are trained to be something else, let your passion also be your fallback position. So in case your certificate is not working, then your passion will work and give you a new direction. Okay, so she's here with us, and we have the telephone numbers now on your screen. You have the voice call on your screen right now. The voice call means that that line is dedicated to take your voice call only. Use your phone and call in, and then she can reply. She can respond to your either your comments or your criticism or your hello or something or your thank you, whatever the case is. And then we have a second line that is also dedicated for your WhatsApp message or SMS message, because we know that sometimes we have drop calls. So let us have your SMS or your WhatsApp on this line that you have on your screen right now, so that our guests can therefore, be a part of this conversation. And we know that because we are streaming on YouTube, if you are calling from outside of Nigeria, just give us a little bit of time, just in case there's a slack, so that at least you can be a part of the conversation. You can, your telephone, your information or your desired expression can therefore be shared to our guests. Use the WhatsApp line or use the SMS line, and she will gladly, take on whatever it is that you need to say. Now, it has become imperative, because she noted that, and I'm going to now raise that question. It has become imperative how we can use the marginalized populace like women, girls, youth, and even children, not the underage anyway, as social responsibility agents to campaign for our elites and our privileged class to take their own share in the management of some of the key infrastructures. when we were growing up, missionaries were doing that. Some members of the public were doing that. But now that seems to just be totally neglected. And we are only looking at government or pointing to government to do some of this.
Well, the good job of any good government is to improve the quality of lives of the people. But sometimes the people also need to support the government and add up. That's what CSR
is all about.
It's all about. And so it just makes everything more enabled, more beautiful, to where things can function better. Obviously, if programs are out there and you support it, the reception, obviously you have better results. So it's for all of us to say we own Nigeria. Wherever you are, be the best teacher, doctor, any industry. The collaborative effect makes it better for us.
So what do you now say about several brain drain incidences that we have been experiencing in the country, particularly now that the whole world is head-hunting for excellence, head-hunting for brilliance, head-hunting for expertise. Now many of our children are relocating.
You just heard what I said before. They would not be coming to Nigeria if they didn't think we were the best. Okay? That is what
all these foreigners, yes.
Yes, that is what I know. That is what I'm proud of about this great country. But sometimes we have something, we don't appreciate it. We look at the green grass, we see it's beautiful, not realizing that somebody somewhere is watering it. It's about time we build our own. Quit the blame game. Let's produce more. A lot of the things we had in the past was we needed to cover excesses.
Yes.
Okay? You can't, I talked about, you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have the saving mentality, productivity and everything, and you love all the good stuff about life, there's an issue. And so there was a time where we used to sing on dignified labor. Iṣẹ́ lògùn iṣẹ́, and you are proud to work. Even if it was 10 naira you were earning back then, you were proud to say, I worked hard and this is what I earned. And if I shared it with you, please appreciate it because really I labored for it. So, but now, because of all those value systems, we're not banging it hard
anymore.
Enough, yes, anymore. Everybody just wants all the pretty. Nobody wants to get their hands dirty. And that's why when we talk about farming or the informal sector, everybody, who has time for all that? But no pain, no gain.
No pain?
No gain.
Okay, again, let me quickly remind our viewers, the numbers are out there, please, on the screen. Can you please take the numbers down now on your paper, and then you can reach us so that Princess can actually take on the challenge of how we can all, she says, no pain, no gain. So many of our youths are running away from the pains because they are only looking at the gains. Now, the pupil age, age for political office seekers, office aspirants have been dropped from over 40 to below 40. Are you going to use that in any way to push for the youths to get onto the street and become politically responsible?
I am for the youths, especially youths and women, any day. Because I believe that those numbers, you see the numbers for the women.
Yes.
Initially it was supposed to be 35%. The numbers that we have now it's nothing to talk about. We should not even be talking about 35%.
Yes, the first place.
Yes, in the first place. We should be at about almost 50-50 by now. And then the youths were like, be ready to at least volunteer to learn. Even if you are in any profession, there's internship.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So study your environment. Know what the needs are. See the way you want to come in. You know, we are all gifted differently. Okay? So your strength or your type of skill might be just what is needed in your community. But sometimes because they are paying 100,000 somewhere, you run away and say, I need this, all that story, princess. And I say, right now, if you stay in that area, make yourself value adding. In no time, that money they are collecting over there, you will collect times 10. Because you would have been an institution there. By the time you call your prizes, they can't do without you. All those days you did for free. I mean, when I started politics, it wasn't like, people would be like, yeah, everywhere. I say, yes, because I want to learn. I knew this is where my heart is. So if you're doing any program or you want to do things, I'm like, I go to ask for information. Yes, if you don't know the road, please don't be afraid to ask for directions. And it is in putting all those information together, then you're able to take wiser decisions. If you don't know and you make decisions, you might not get it right. So you need to ask what is out there, if it's the one for you. If it's not for you, you might recommend it to somebody else.
Okay, now that again is brilliant, I must say. Now, so SDG, we have emphasis on poverty eradication, or we have the responsibility of improving the consciousness of the masses, the capacity for them to understand exactly just like you're saying, so they know the parameters for what they want to do. Those are SDG goals. Now, are these SDG goals also rooted in some of the local government KPIs?
Of course. Adult education is part of it. I'm going back to education. You're never too old to learn. No matter the age, you can always do a career change.
Please say that again.
No matter the age, you can always do a career change. And sometimes in life, you might have been doing something for so many years. And maybe because of the change.
The near future.
Yes. But once another type of need arises, don't be afraid to take the challenge. Learn something new and be a solution provider.
In that area?
Yes, in that area. It just makes you a better you, without having to wait or depend on anybody. It's total freedom.
Now, Princess, you are speaking to somebody at home there somewhere, because are you saying that most Nigerians are too dependent? Their expectations from some, like Godfather or some, seem to be so high.
Entitlement mentality.
Entitlement.
Yes. Entitlement mentality. And and even for some of our youths, when they do that, I just tell them, calm down. At the end of the day, it's about you. You are you, I am me. When it is well with you, that is when I'm proud of you. So please just let's do you. I'm interested in you, bringing out the best in you. It's all about you. Me? My age, okay? It's all about you. If it is, and that is when some of us can really go to bed at night and feel that, okay, space, and we are actually making a difference. And all of us must see that as a responsibility now. That is the truth. Because even I feel more for them now, because the world that we live in now, it's not like the way when we were growing up.
Okay, all right. That again is another issue on the table. So, rooted in our culture, of course, is the extended family, tradition. That kind of now reflectively, if you're going to employ reflective philosophy, so the new future that we're dealing with, how negative can that impact on our lives if we are not prepared for it, if we are not ready for it?
For me, I think that what is meant to be a positive for us, we're not taking advantage of it enough. It's a digital world now.
Yes.
It's a global world.
Yes.
Now. Back in the days when I just got to UK, my mother would have to come to Lagos Island, go to Nitel building, spend the whole day just to be able to talk to me for 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But right now, in your home, almost everybody's got the phone.
Yeah.
And really, even the phone in your hand, it's almost like a school now, to where you can learn anything.
And everything.
Online, yes, online. But choice, you can also use it for mischiefs. But it is meant to be a great asset that we tend to overlook. So back in the days, you will carry the big computers, big this, and the information you're trying to get is down to your small phones. And so in that community now that you are, you get the message out for you to learn. The women even taking, I'm talking even the women, taking basic computer classes, putting their wares on the system, even Facebook and whatever, to where they're not just stuck with the walk-ins. They are also having calls to where the market or the money they make in a day is not just what goes on in their small shops or stalls. It is now to the world. So, but we're not taking advantage of it.
Or fully. We are not taking full advantage. No. Yeah, okay. Now, that really, again, brings up another issue. Okay, so we now have the digital world to deal with.
Yes.
So, Lagos State, for instance, is already looking at being a smart city.
Yes.
Now, Ikorodu, where you are, where you're from, where you represent, quite a large number of, expectant citizens.
Yes.
How can Ikorodu quickly, or maybe pioneer, or as it were, lead, that transition into a smart local government or a smart community where, just like you said, such knowledge will not therefore be fully deployed?
And I think you're going to want to make me celebrate my governor over.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry, Princess. We need to apologize quickly to our viewers. I'm sorry, many of your calls must have been coming in, but we had some technical issues. But now let me quickly take this. It says, you are truly a mother and a unifying factor, full of wisdom, moral booster, the kind of politicians the country need. We didn't hear you talking about baby, daddy, and your, well, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's one of your daughters, and your husband, many and many others. From Mohammed Bello. Okay, so Mohammed Bello, you want to say thank you to Mohammed first?
Thank you, Mohammed. But you obviously were not listening to me. I talked about my mom, my dad, and I also talked about my husband. He didn't ask me specific questions. Okay, so you're meant to be obedient, okay? I'm under authority here. I only answer questions that I'm being asked.
Yes, Mohammed, we'll talk about her husband later. Please. We will talk about the husband later. Let's talk about what we're dealing with right now. She's responsible for you and I, at a very national office. Okay, now, so you were going to say to us how Ikorodu, for instance, can lead, can be the pathway.
Yeah, and I talked about me wanting to celebrate my governor, who I believe in so many areas is excellence personified. And so in Ikorodu, the schools, we've got the IT. Most of the schools now, you've got ICT
departments.
rooms. Yes. Okay. So, I mean, it wasn't like that before. So when you expose them early, I'm talking even secondary school, okay, definitely those are formative years, okay, and so many programs. I mean, if you look at the budget of Lagos State, education takes almost. So because we know that you want a grown society, a viable, vibrant society, you better be investing in educating. Yes.
Okay, hello. Are you hear me? Hello. How are you? Hello, are you hear me? Hello. Go ahead. Princess is waiting for you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say hello to, I just want to say hello to Honorable.
It's okay. It's the networks.
I mean, we'd like to apologize for that as a dropped call. If you cannot get the call through again, please send your text message so that Honorable Princess will be able to actually respond to your goodwill. Now, yes, so you were saying if you don't prepare yourself, if you don't get a community, if you don't educate them appropriately, then...
Yes, then there are issues. So one thing we want to say now is that the more educated, the more, I mean, you've got so many contests, you've got so many programs, even for the teachers. The teachers are being trained. Then you've got them employing more teachers to where, before you would have one teacher to so many people.
Students, yes.
So now you have so many teachers that can actually engage one-on-one with the children. And their attention is not being taken from it. And then the teachers being more educated, more sensitive to the needs, specially trained, okay, to be able to give their best. The government is spending so much. And then now you talk about structures to make it more conducive for the children, even when they are there, okay? Also, then you got some of them encouraging them for the meals, some, medical, and all that, also having access, So helping the families, a real strong support system.
Okay, all right. We no doubt we'll probably need to rank Lagos State, quite high when we are looking at all this, when we are profiling, what some governments are doing.
Yes.
Yet, our citizens, they are like Oliver Twist.
Yeah, the
yes.
one.
Yes. Okay. Now, so the question now would be this: for instance, public schools. Many of us went to public schools, but public schools are almost like derelicts. All over now, everybody's just running to private schools and all that. So how do we change that perception? How do we change that narrative before some people now begin to think that if a child has gone to public school, so there's a bias. Once a child comes to look for a job, and the first thing is, which school did you attend? And it's a public school, and they say, okay, please wait. So how do we change that narrative?
It's all the perceptions. We must redirect our thought process. I had one this morning, somebody calling me, trying to talk down on the, it was even a general hospital. And I'm like, no, my general hospital in Ikorodu is award-winning. You need to go there. Maybe back in the days, have you been there? Recently. Okay? It's all upscale. I mean, people, they don't even take time to really find out, or they just believe, it's just the way it is and all that, but honestly things are changing for the better, and that's why I said my general hospital in Ikorodu is just opposite my office, and it is a thing of pride to walk into the hospital
and get attended to
and say this is actually a public hospital. with so much sense of pride. What you get in there, you probably can't get it in a lot of private hospital. And the best doctors and all that, you know, a good one to my MD. I know I'm selling out all this. And I know I don't get
okay, well, before we let her go, because my producer is saying, look, Princess is going to run till it's our news time. And then, okay, so how do you manage all this? You are a mother, you're a wife, you have to look after everybody. So how do you manage? How do you, because they say politics as a 24-hour or 24/7 business. So how do you get to manage this demands on you?
I think nothing but grace, but really blessed with a great family as well. I know sometimes they also feel like they don't have enough of me because I'm out there. And I think that's whoever wants to hear about my husband. I think I need to say a big one. Thank you for allowing me to flourish.
Yes.
You know, and I know that it's a sacrifice, big sacrifice. Because
that he's making.
Yes, that he's making. Because there are times that he'll be like, must you? But
go
you know
for that
what?
meeting?
Yeah, and he'll be like, but if I don't let you, I'll be doing a great disservice to this country. Because I know, yes, you're my wife, but we need more of you in this country.
And that's what you're saying to other women?
Yes, yes. And so, at whatever point, you must bring your spouse. He must be your support, you know, mentally, whatever. Yes, sometimes we still have sometimes tantrums.
The tips, yes.
Yeah, you know. But all in all, I want to say that I think I'm blessed with a good husband.
And my children?
Awesome. I know that they probably will carry placard for me that they don't spend enough time as much as they would love to with me, because I'm quite nomadic. Everywhere. Go, go, go. Always on the go. But you know, when I'm with them, I let them know that it is because of that.
That you're doing all this.
That it is a legacy project that we all must give back. You must bless your source. And so watch me, because you have to be better at what I do than what I do.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. That is a princess for you. She actually has captured it. I don't know how to say thank you. I was going to doff my hat. No, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, because you're a princess, you're a regal person. And you can see the way our mindset is. She's actually addressed that all of us, we need to readdress our mindsets, because the narrative will not change if we keep thinking without researching, without finding out exactly where things are. So we are really grateful to you for coming on the show and for, again, exposing how we can change the story of Nigeria. As we go forward, your last word, 2022, so what's the future for Nigeria?
Be the best of you, and whatever you do, peace must be sought at all levels. Nothing can flourish without peace. So please, wherever you are, at Citizen Nigeria, remain peaceful, productive. Only the best is what Nigeria deserves from each and every one of us. Proudly Nigerian. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Princess Olabanji-Oba for you there. She has captured it all. That is what Nigeria deserves from all of us. So please, let that be your takeaway from this conversation. It's never over with us, like we said to you. Go to our social media platforms. We missed some of your calls because of the challenges there, but just go to our social media platform, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and let's have your opinions shared to our upload, and then she will now get to respond to that. So thank you for watching, and until next edition of this show, it is bye from us.